Hey everyone, I wanted to go over the not so exciting news that we got for Hunter Rise Sunbreak for both the Nintendo Switch and on PC. And today what we're going to be checking out is the latest director Suzuki post on their social media page for Monster Hunter both in North America and in Japan, where they basically went ahead and confirmed that there have been a couple of bugs causing some of the issues for free title update number 1 that they are going to begin to look into addressing and both fixing. According to their North American Twitter post, it reads as follows. We found some bugs regarding the anomaly investigations and related features that were added in title update number 1. We're currently looking into potential fixes and we will notify you as soon as we know more. Our apologies for the inconvenience, Director Suzuki of Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. Then they go ahead and attach an image regarding the quest board and all the search features available there, suggesting that there is something there regarding the anomaly investigations and the way you're actually searching them if you're deciding to use the quest board. I know of 2 of the current glitches right now. I'm going to be talking about them in just a second, but I do want to specifically also shout out and mention the Japanese post that they did as well, where the Japanese wording is a little bit more different and perhaps can give you a little bit of more clue as to what they're actually talking about. The Japanese post reads as follows. This is Suzuki, the director. We are aware of several bugs and problems with the Afflicted Investigation quests added in the first title update and its related elements. We are considering a fix, so we apologize for the inconvenience. Please wait for future announcements. And then they went and posted pretty much the same image but in Japanese. Now the reason why I think it's worth mentioning the Japanese one is because they specifically mentioned that there's several bugs, not just one or just a type of bugs that they're addressing like in the North American tweet. So I certainly wanted to point that out, that there's more things related to this, not specifically even tied to the image. Some people have already begun to speculate that augmented armor crafting and the way that you can actually move yourself in the table is actually something that they could potentially be addressing in this specific post. But of course, because it's so vague, they're not necessarily being too specific. It could be just something that they're going to overlook for now, kind of like they completely overlooked the way that you can actually get talismans in all of Monster Hunter Rise, but then when it came to Sunbreak, they just completely blocked it off pretty much on the first free title update. So it could be potentially that armor augmenting and the way that you can reset it right now is something that they're going to be looking into. Some people have also mentioned gun lancing shells might be getting reset as well. There's some issue with Insect Glaive once again, kind of like at the release of Sunbreak, that it seems to be there's a bug there where you're doing extra damage that you shouldn't be doing. They might be addressing that. But what I think they're mostly referencing to specifically in this post is the 2 current glitches that you have whenever you're trying to search for a monster's quest through the quest board itself. If you for some reason, and I saw this mention a couple of people in one of the previous videos where I spoke about how to search afflicted 5-star monsters when I went over that entire tutorial, people were mentioning me in the comments that they actually didn't know the quest board was a great place for you to be able to specifically search for the monster that you're looking for. And it absolutely is. You can also use the action bar, I believe it's called, to be able to pull up the quest board and be able to look through quests from there as well. So one of the glitches that we know, I'm going to be showing that on screen right now, essentially is that when you go to the quest board, you select anomaly investigations, and the first thing you start to search for is the minimum level, and then you set it up to like level 50, 60, 70, whatever that number is, and then you pick the monster. It'll automatically reset the minimum level to whatever the minimum level for that monster is. Now the reason why this is a problem is that because you don't want to be doing, once you're like level 40, 50, 70, 80, 90, or even you capping yourself to level 100 in anomaly investigations, you don't want to be doing level 20 quest, level 30 quest. So the game automatically resets to the lowest level of the monster, which you do not want to be doing. You always want to be doing whatever the highest level is. You know, if you're like 75, you want to be doing 70 plus. If you're in your 40s, you want to do 40 plus. You know, you don't want to be doing stuff that's like level 30 or 20 if you're level 40. There's no point to that. You definitely want to always be doing the higher version of that specific monster's quest. Another glitch that you also have is that when you're searching for a specific monster, and I'm going to be showing that on the video screen right now, essentially you look for the monster. So this time, let's say you just pick Magnamalo, for example, and then it automatically you set up the level. So find me the highest level of Magnamalo, and then all of a sudden, if the game doesn't find you a quest for that monster, it resets everything on the screen that you preset. So it doesn't save the search for the monster, and it doesn't save the minimum level. It just completely resets it to 0, and then you have to do manually, go through the whole setup again. So what I think they should actually do is just let you remember, automatically whatever preset you just left it at. So if I want to keep hunting like Seething 81 plus, it could just remember that I left it there, and I could just manually change it if I want to look for another monster. But always remembering that the minimum level should be the monster. Once I'm definitely past the cap, it should be just whatever level I set it up as. It shouldn't just be resetting back to 0, so I have to manually do it all over again. These could be two of the glitches that they're maybe addressing. I don't necessarily know. We're just gonna have to wait and see. They are telling us that they're gonna give us more details, but as of now, that seems to be probably the case. Hopefully, for most people, augmented armor crafting is not gonna be touched. I think one of the options they should specifically add is at the very least stop resetting the minimum level for whatever hunt you have it set up at. So even if the monster resets back to an unselected monster, at the very least they should just let you keep them. It should start at the very least with the highest level that you're already set up at. So if you're level 75, give me 70 plus quest automatically no matter what, and then let me select whatever monster I want. If someone is hosting a quest at that level, great. If someone isn't hosting a level 70 quest, then let me change it to 60 there, or 50 or 40, whatever, until I find the quest for the monster that I'm looking for. That should be something of an option that you can just lock automatically so it doesn't keep resetting it for whatever reason. Hopefully they address it in that format, and we could just, going forward, they could, just no longer have that issue. So they are going to tell us ultimately what this issue is going to be sooner rather than later, and they are most likely going to be hot fixing it. If not this Thursday when we get the brand new event quest, most likely next week they're going to maybe hot fix it, since I wouldn't actually expect them to wait until September 29th, which, like I mentioned before, that is when we should be expecting free title update number 2. That is based on the information that we have gathered already. So, we're a couple of weeks away from that, about 5 to 6 weeks away. So probably going to be a long while if they choose to wait out for the free title update number 2 to address this issue. So I think most likely they will be hot fixing this within the next week or two, and they're going to provide us with some details as to what ultimately the issue was, since their postings were a little bit vague. But that's about all the information that I wanted to go over with you guys today. Hopefully they address this sooner rather than later, and more importantly, they give us details as to what the real issues actually are, and augmented armor crafting is left alone for at the very least another month. If you're brand new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up, and as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya.